Hello, good morning or good afternoon now. Welcome to another ES Futures trading stream. Today is Thursday, May 1st. It's the first day of May. We're starting a new month, and it is 12:31 p.m. Eastern Time in the US. What you have here in this chart in front of you is the monthly, weekly, and daily time frames. I want to put it all together because I want to show you something. Yesterday we were talking about this. This is the weekly. In the weekly was getting closer to a closer to a trend, right? A trend line that was used as a support before for almost a year, right? Those significant trends can be used, right, later as a resistance, and this is the one I'm talking about. Okay, very old one. This one here, as you can see. Let me see if I can change the color so you can see better. I put it that one, right? This one. From the daily, from the weekly, right? Is this one over here. Also, it was when I was doing my homework, I checked about this. This go no go level was highly relevant when the market was breaking here. It was a multi-time frame reference. Let me see if I have it right. I did. I have noticed that in my homework yesterday. What it is? 57.25. Is that the one? Yeah, that's the one. It is very important. It is very important to do your homework. Here you have this one. Right? Now, not that I am claiming that I knew what was going to happen, but what trading is a very visual, right? Traders are always focusing on, markets are always focusing on visible references. The next thing on this, okay, before going to the next thing, this is the monthly, right? The monthly. As the month closes, I have noticed that it closed back inside previous month range, but below the opening. Okay, below the opening, and this is trending to the downside. Now, what this thing does is it puts this high here, right? I'm going to not see. I don't know if I can put something here. Put this high. How come I make this bigger? Here, size, extra large. All right. This high as an immediate next reference in the upper side. And why I say that? But that's a monthly. Why I say that? And we have a whole month, right? The whole May to take this high. And why I say that? Because since we have a trend to the downside, this market may want to take this high out. I want to focus my attention in the longer time frame, how close and how able the market is to take this high out. If the market gets too close to this high, but doesn't take it, it can be even one tick, okay? If it doesn't take it for even one tick, that's going to be a short, right? Remember, and this is the go no go level that I was talking previously, right? Which took me to the weekly, and I found this trend line above, and now I check my daily. We talk about what happened here in the lower side, and I'm going to ask you to hold this thought here, because to understand to make sense. I mean, I'm not trying to make sense of something, but I wanna understand what's going on. And before getting over here, I wanna call my market profiles. Usually, market profile is next, right? Look at where it closed and what happened with the gap, right? This gap has been closed, but okay, there is always a but here, right? I want to recall what happened yesterday. We have something here in the lower side, right? This heavy traded area from, I don't know from where, but I highlighted, and it was key for a long here, right? And the market was just doing some back and forth here, right? Really, it was. By the time it closed the stream yesterday, we talked about how yesterday was also end of the month. It was not that, for me, it was not that relevant, or I wouldn't be paying too much attention to that end of the month as if it were an end of the month that falls on Friday, for example, right? That's a different thing, because once on Friday, there's a lot of things that can happen there that has to be, the adjustments has to be done by the end of the day, because you have, you never know what's going to happen in the next 2 days, right? That falls on weekend, especially when we have the uncertainty the way we are having now. And this is when something just happens. What we had here, if you were present here, this was short covering, right? There was some, it can be news related. At the time, there was an announcement that coming from China that the United States was trying to reach to China, right? The other way around, right? It's not China coming here, but the United States reaching to China, because, this is a big mess, man. This is a big, nothing good can come out of this, right? The current administration is realizing that the thing is, the damage can be already be made, right? One paste. What's that expression? When the toothpaste is out of the tube, it's impossible to put it back, right? It's something like that may be happening. But we have this really impressive short covering, and this was short covering rally. If you can replay this action, what happened yesterday, and observe what happened here, that's short covering, right? That's short covering. Short covering weakens the market. Now the next thing we have, right? We have the overnight. We have, I believe, what was that? Microsoft and Meta reporting. They were good bidding things or whatever. Right? GDP was bad. Today, we have another piece of news today. What is this? Initial jobless claims, right? It was bad number. It was higher than expected, but the market just didn't care, Right? Market has to deal with current business first. It seems like that is what it's doing now. Right? And here is where I have this. Right? This gap here was closed the overnight because settle, where's settle? This high, yesterday's high was 56.08, and where's the gap? 56.12. So the gap wasn't closing during regular trading hours. It was closed in the run-off period. And that brings me another thing, right? Which is when markets close gaps with another gaps, it's just a sign that there is, there's a lack of confidence, that whoever is behind, there is not serious things, just trading basically there. Now, and the next thing we have up here, the 50 moving average, a heavily observed, heavily watched reference for short time frame traders here. The ultimate destination for me can be this high here, which is this high here, right? And look at what's happening now with the 200 and 100. As this market goes higher, the 100 moves lower, and the 200 is above. Now we have 200, 100, and 50. This is another cross. This is also something that traders watch a lot, right? And I was thinking about this, right? That it wasn't that visible yesterday. And I was being this high, the ultimate destination, because it coincides with this area here, right? It also is a 20% rally from the lows, which is unbelievably high. Right? 20% recovery is like, what you have last year was 27% gains year over year, right? And now you're having 20%. You may have 20% in 1 month. Come on, 1 month. Just think about that, right? 20% rally, that is huge, man. You don't understand, or people don't understand the significance of that number. That is huge, right? And I come to think about how this market can keep going higher, but as we mentioned yesterday, maybe, and this is just an idea, right? This is something that I started to think yesterday. This area here is no man's land here. You have a range here, upper range here, lower range here. Now, and the market may keep rallying here, doing its thing, whatever, right, lower, but following, having this low as a reference, which would be very negative, very, very negative for anything like the probably market doing something like that. That is what I started thinking yesterday. But when I face a market, what I say to myself is I don't know what is going to happen. Now, I am ready to go long, I am ready to go short if an opportunity presents itself. Right? The first thing we have today, we have a gap, significant gap, right? Big gaps are not closed that fast. Usually market requires more than one attempt to close big gaps, as we can see here, for example, right? The next thing, when the market opens, let me call better. Let me call better window trader here. Pay attention to what's happening here as well. As the market breaks now, I am watching carefully something else here. All right, we have a gap here. Gap here, and the closer the gap closes here. Right? Notice that there is a gap. There was a gap there in between, right? So gap being close with another gap is just a sign who is behind. Okay. Short covering. Look at the profile of the overnight. 360, so not that bad, no good either. And the next thing here, right? This is the next thing. I hope. And but how long I will need to call another chart here, but I have this reference. I had this reference for a long time, man. This reference here, this highlighted area here, came from this day, which is March, almost the end of the March, right? Notice how much activity happened after that, and it is the same, right? It is a pretty similar reference than the one I have here. That was used yesterday to make a low. I have the same thing in the upper side here. This one here. And happens to be kind of like around the same, half back with this day as well. And I just thought about this, man, this market, this can be potentially the high of some kind of activity may happen here. That's what I thought yesterday. Right? It is far, actually. 5,600, like 80 points to the upside. We have 40 points. Is kind of like not that much. We have VIX 24. That kind of VIX, with that kind of volatility, I expect ranges from maybe 100, 150 points. Okay? And this can be a stop before getting to this multi-time frame support around 57.25. Remember we talked before, this one here. Now, having this is one thing, right? The other thing, we have a 50 moving average right there. Right? And watching this market come all the way up to here and just stall, man. It just stall. It just, it becomes very emotional. We have a double distribution, but it's just, you can see the market struggling mildly there, just not doing anything. And you don't have to be in this market to see it, what happened, because what we have here, this is today, right? It is very hard for me, it would be very hard to trade, to do anything here without these histograms. Because what we have here is a representation of, it is the volume, the contracts already being traded, right? This is what matters at the end. How many contracts come here? Notice when the market opens here, tries to close the gap, how it just dies here. This kind of profile here, I don't like this. This is actually for me very, very questionable, right? When I have this single princess, somebody's trying to force something here. It's not For example, compare this low with what's happening now in this period, right? We have higher volume and decreases and decreases, 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 kind of like we have a shape. We have a shape like this, right? This is volume, it just comes like this, right? Or it just dries, right? Dries here. And compare this one with this one. With this one. This is I got to be alert with these ones. Okay, we'll have another one here. You know, because this is something pushing the market lower, but still sellers are not coming here. And there's another attempt here, don't come. Here it starts to dry. So probably we may have something to the upside here now. All right. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but the odds are there. Right? Here is happening again. 1, 2, 3, 4. The thing is, this happens so many times that the market sees this, right? Traders start to see this, and sooner or later, they join. And once they join here, it catches momentum, and down we go. Now, remember, there's another thing we talked yesterday, is when the market moves on news, earnings, now usually those earnings can be, those movements can be retraced right away. Sometimes the very next day, when we have, because we have now Apple and Amazon after the close, after a huge upside, right? From short covering weakens the market. Next thing we can see here is the market closing the gap, right? Doesn't have to happen, but that is something I am very aware of. The tricky thing here is today we have Friday tomorrow. Okay, this is the first day of the month. Remember the previous month high, that's still in place, that's still in play. And check this out. Check where this one is being bought from. Couple ticks from a low. What happened before? Do you remember? Many people has already forgotten about this. 3 ticks from the low. 3 ticks from the low. You know, traders are not absolutely sure that this market is going high, and they are repeating yesterday's trade, right? Now, remember short covering? Remember what happened when the market started short covering here, right? This was brutal here, brutal. This 5600, and also remember yesterday when we talked about this. Where's Halbach? Halbach at the time, I guess was down here, somewhere down here, right? And we were talking to move Halbach just to previous day low, the market has to have a really huge range. These options, the 5600, those were like one point. When market before this activity, before what happened here, they went all the way up to 10, 12, I believe. That was some crazy activity there. And the thing is, traders don't want to lose that now. Huh? We know now that everybody, the market is going to start short covering now. Market is going to go higher, right? And I want to be in when that happens. I am not going to be chasing the market like I did yesterday, and now I'm going to be with my long just before the closing. That's the mentality, right? That's the mindset that kills. Yesterday, I mean, if I don't have that long, which I didn't, okay? which I didn't. So what, man? What's the problem with that? I miss it. I miss it. Right? I wasn't aware, or I wasn't paying attention, or for whatever reason. Right? What I can have, or what I can think is, based on what happened yesterday, I don't want to think, or I don't want to plan my day based on what happened yesterday. Now, we now have VIX is 25, volume is slightly higher. It's very, very subtle, right? Sneaking here, you know. Can you see how volume was lower, getting even, a little bit higher, now a little bit more higher, and now even higher. Okay, there's something going on here right now behind curtains. Now underneath there is something going on here. I can't avoid thinking that we have this thing, this reference here, where is this one? This high here is basically what happened here. Line color, let's do it. This one is basically over daily hardback. This is not good here, but the market is using this one. There can be something here. This one is not taken. I will call this questionable. POC, if this range have downside extension, POC right now is up here. POC can come down here. The only thing it needs, or just like yesterday, is downside extension to move POC lower. Moving down here, the market needs to come kind of like around this area here, which is the 5,600. That seems so far now, but with this kind of events, that's not impossible. But also, we have a day to the upside. We have a gap to the upside. Gap has been closed, and we have a rotational day now. Very early. It happened very early. Let me grab here. What is the 50 moving average here? I think 56.44. That's the 50. 56.44. 56.44. No? That's the 50 moving average right there. Okay? This can be used as resistance now. This area, this level here. And notice where the market is, back and forth. It won't be crazy to think that this range that we have to the upside, we can have this to the downside. Doesn't have to happen. But I am not looking to the downside. No, but I don't want to be long in this market. Not with this kind of lows here. No? If anything can happen here, if I'm going to take a long, I have to understand what the risk is, right? And this is here, and this is very visible now. I don't want the market to come back to this area. A couple ticks from this low. Too close here. The closer the better for any kind of long here. But as soon as this low is taken, that's an out. Right? The stop is just 1 tick or 2 ticks above this low. But having a long here, that's, come on, man, that's 5 points. That's a lot. That's a lot of money there. Look at what's happening now. Daily hardback, previous period hardback. Right? Just pay attention to who is doing who is doing what here. Alright, it's not that serious here. I'm going to change screens now. You will likely don't have the same resolution because I don't know what happens with my other the screen that you are watching now is a 24-inch screen, but I have another one that I use actually to watch the market, which is this one. This is a 40 inches. How big is this one? Yeah, this is a 43-inch screen. It is better. I don't have to face it. It's easy with the eye. Oh boy, look what the heck is happening here. Oh, only 3 minutes. Okay. Look, oh gosh, look at this high here. Look at how dry is here, high here. This is a short. Oh boy, look at this, man. Which is this one, right? Okay. Let's expand this a little bit. Okay, now it's better because this is the opening period. And notice how volume is being accumulated here. You have volume here. We have this period. Most of the volumes is on top of this one. We have something here. And this was something to the downside. Now we have more. Notice where the volume in this period is. This is A, B, C, D, E, F on F. Right on top of this one. Check G. Right on top of this one. So we have a lot of volume here. A lot of volume. How much? 12,000. That's nothing. You know, this is no. This is the thing, right? Again, having two contradicting thoughts living in your brain. Just think about that, right? We talk about the volume. How I say that something is going on here, underneath, because the volume, the overall volume in the exchange is higher. It's increasing at least, like it's sneaking, right? Going higher. But as I see here, 10,000, a good volume. We see there's no volume here actually. This 10,000 here. When I see 10,000 in this period or any of these ones, that's good volume, right? Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 periods and just 10,000. Come on, man. There's nothing here. There's nothing is going on here now. No, we have two opportunities here. One in the following the gap guidelines when the market just didn't close the gap here, and the other one is coming from this area here. Yeah, I'm not paying attention to that. I know that 50 moving average is there, but I am not doing nothing regarding having this one in mind. I know the traders see this one. We may see something coming from this. Maybe the next period may stop here, or and buy from here, or buy from here, or selling from just below, And notice what's happening now. We have a rotational day. Now we have rotation, right? The action to the downside has ended, and now we have an action to the upside that has started. It is going to have continuation. Who knows? I have no freaking idea. All that you can see here in front of you are just profiles. And the most interesting part, what I always watch, is this one here. All right. If you get a long time in your trade, what matters is only the last one. All right. But you can see here in window trader, for example, you can see reds, pinks here. There's a lot of volume on top of this one, 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 right? What you are seeing now, what you're watching now, that's short covering. Again. When market moves that way, and notice how now this high has been taken. This has been repaired now. Notice what POC is as high as it can. It is really hard. It's really hard for traders to get with the market, right? We have made an assessment about, I don't know how long the stream has been up. The assessment was, this is a rotational day. A rotational day. Rotational day means that we have actions to the upside, action to the downside. It's not a hybrid day. It's not a trending day. It's a rotational day. Okay. I hope this helps. Now, moving forward, what do we have tomorrow? What do we have tomorrow? Friday. Ooh la la, non-farm payrolls tomorrow. Eee. This can be something. Oh gosh. I guess now we'll start to see the impact of all the crap that Doge was doing. And also, I don't think yet that we will see I think we'll start to see some numbers here. I don't think the numbers are going to be good, especially after Doge was doing. I think that has more than a month, and we may see something here really with this. This can be of relevance tomorrow. All right. Next week we have FOMC and another important CPI. CPI Tuesday. But this is coming. This is coming all at once. But market has to deal with current business fears. We have Meta. What do we have? Amazon and Apple after the close. Okay, I don't. This is what I am thinking now. Okay, let me put this back. Moving forward. Okay, I'm going to go back to my charts here. Right. Look at where this range is. Where this lower range is. How high this market is. Right. So it's kind of like at the center of this range of the channel. And market can have a big upside spike or can have a big downside break towards these edges, right? Towards these edges. And what I was trying to say. Oh, volume is going higher, as you can see, increasing high. It was going higher when the market was going lower. You got the 50 there. And Meta. Actually, brother, I have no idea, man. I just don't have. I wonder how many people, how many serious traders here will wanna face this, that number tomorrow, long, for example. Right? If this market starts going higher, way up here, I just start to think like, who will wanna face that number, potentially bad number, going lower. Understand? This market going potentially having a bad number and going lower. Oh, I remember now what I was trying to show. This thing, right? I'm checking these guys here. Okay, volume is increasing a little bit higher. Today is going a little bit higher, but this is a rotational market, right? I'll tell you this is a rotational market we're having today. This is not good. Crude is, creating, maybe aiming towards this low, creating a, don't know, I don't like this. This market is expecting lower sales, right? Potential recession. This dollar has a range here. If this comes higher towards this 50, notice here, the 100 is up here and the 200 is here. This one hasn't crossed yet. Right? If this can bring some relief to the market. If there is some kind of rally, maybe here, right? Gold has been all over the place. Very emotional gold. Gap here, gap here, gap here. This gap, huge gap, has been closed. This huge gap here has been closed with another gap. Now we have a gap in the upper side. We have another gap here. So the gaps all over the place here. May aim to the 50 again. Everything here comes from 50. What I am watching the most is the bond market. You have support here. Support here. Coming back to this is not going to be good. Today is not a good day. Even though all of that we are seeing here, all the action that we're seeing in this market going higher, this is not good, man. This is not good. Let's see when's the next action. Do we have any action here? 4 week, 8 weeks, 7 year, 1 p.m. This may be out. consumer sentiment we have also tomorrow. Huh. That's going to be important as well, consumer sentiment. Four-week bill, 15-year mortgage rate. I don't see actions here. Next week, 6 months, 3-year note. This one, when is this? Oh, this is Sunday? What the heck? Sunday, Tuesday. Okay, we have something here on Tuesday, 1 p.m. This one here. Now this will be really, if this one keeps going higher, that's not going to be good. We're showing decreasing confidence in the United States, right? But that's nothing else maybe for the remaining of the week regarding auctions. Okay. I hope you have, unless you have any questions, as I will be calling it a day. Oh, look at this, man. Okay. I forgot you cannot see my charts. Let me show you another chart. Let me show you this. Look at what's happening here right now. As the market goes higher, this rotation starts. Notice what do we have here? This is nothing. There's nothing here. No volume, nothing whatsoever. Volume total in this area is 12,000. Come on, man. Up here 5,000. Oh, check how this dries here. I don't like that. I cannot see that in Sierra, man. Yeah, how this dries here. This one is more questionable. This one here is more questionable than this one. It seems that like the high may be in here, but who knows? When we see some rotation, I just don't have anything here now. There's nothing here. Look at the volume here. Nothing here, man. Boil volume comes right around the center. This one here is this guy here. Halfback. This is the opening. This is the opening. The 50 moving average right there. Back and forth on that thing. Okay. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Stay safe. Hope I can see you tomorrow. Bye bye.